and you are looking for real ways to build community around your products, your services, and things of that nature. And here, I'm gonna put y'all right here. Y'all already know that I stream to different platforms, so I gotta put all of the different devices I have in a place where I can kind of stay focused. So the first thing I would like for you to do, if you are watching me at whatever platform you're watching me on, I'm really going to give you all some valuable tips and some strategies that you can actually put to use. They're practical things that you can actually do. Um, I don't believe in gatekeeping, and I hate to even say the word gatekeeping because it's not really gatekeeping. It's just that there are people who do this. Thank you so much for the hand heart. There are so many people who do this for a living. The thing is, I'm not a business coach. I'm an authenticity coach. I'm not a business coach. However, I do put things in practice that business coaches teach. I have worked with business coaches. I have worked with mindset coaches. I've worked with relationship coaches. I've worked with coaches. And like I said, I am a coach and I'm also a business owner. I have been and I've been an entrepreneur for 6.5, going on 7 years. And there are things that I have learned. There are things I've had to learn the hard way. There are things that I am still learning, and I don't mind sharing the information with you all. I highly recommend that if you are an entrepreneur, if you're an author, and authors are entrepreneurs, just let me say that. If you are an author and you are looking to make money with your business, then you're an entrepreneur and you got to claim that income that you get, from selling books and things. So this conversation is for you. If you have a service-based business, product-based business, whatever, what I'm going to share with you are real actionable things that you can do to, to, to grow your business. Um, one thing you have to know about me, and hello, Harold Best Thoughts. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you for joining in on the Speak Up Sis YT channel. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much. If you're not already subscribed to the Speak Up Sis YT channel, please do that. If you're watching on TT, hello, hello, hello. Um, oh, that's what's up. Michael says I'm his coach because lately he's been winning. That's what's up. I appreciate you. So we're going to go ahead and get into it. If you are on TT, y'all know how this works. You've got to love on the screen. Like while you're taking notes, I need you to tap. It's the way that you help me. If you're going to send a daily heart me, I appreciate you, but you don't have to. If you want to, you can. If you want to give, you can, but you don't have to. But the one thing that I am expecting, this is a have to. And I know a lot of people are like, you can't say that. I absolutely can. The one expectation that I have of those of you who are on TT is that you will tap that screen. Like you ain't got to spend $1 with me, but tapping the screen is what helps to push us out on the FYP. So while you're taking notes, I'm asking that you will tap on the screen, help us get up to our 10K while I'm on here. I'm only on here between 45 minutes to an hour. And so I do expect that. Those of you who are watching on any of the other platforms, the expectation is that you will share or you will tag someone. That is my only expectation. I'm not asking you to spend coins or money. I'm not. But I am asking if I'm helping you in a way that is actually valuable to you, then I ask that you will share me and share the platform with others. Okay. All right, so let's go ahead and jump into this. Hello, Miss Brenda Lee Thomas. Thank you so much for joining. And you're joining from Jamaica. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. All right, so let's go ahead and get into it because y'all know I don't like to keep you here for long. The first thing that I want to say is the key to everything that I am sharing with you is consistency. I know you hear it and I know it sounds generic. I promise you it's not. I promise you it is not. It is not. And let me just say, being consistent is not one of the things that is not one of the tips that I'm going to give you. What I want you to know is that being consistent is required for what I'm telling you to work. Okay. You've got to be consistent. You've got to be persistent. You have to doing the things that I tell you to do, you can't do them one day and be like, oh, I did it one day. That's not how it works. You can't even just do it for a week. You can't even just do it for a month. You literally have to be consistent for a long period of time in order to make these things happen. And just let me say this as well. The things that I am going to tell you or recommend that you do. Thank you for your daily heart, me, Kimmy. These things are for people who say, I do not have the coins to spend with a business coach, right? So there are coaches who can expedite this process for you. There are people in this world that you can pay and they will expedite the process for you. If you have the money to create funnels, if you have the money to put into social media sponsoring and advertising and things like that, this stuff will work even quicker. Just let me say that. A lot of people don't realize that when you see these big time people, thank you so much for the cowboy hat mustache. When you see these big time people that are really, really, really like doing it in the game, you have to know, thank you so much for your daily heart me. You have to know that they're putting money behind it. You just need to know, hey, Crizzle, thank you so much for the gifts. You have to know that they're putting money behind it. So if you're not in a place to where you're like, I can really invest the hundreds or even the thousands of dollars, then what I'm telling you will work as long as you are consistently doing the things. So the first thing that I want to say is you're going to need to, and I'm going to put these up on the screen for those of you who are on FB, YT, and LinkedIn, okay? The first thing that I want to say is that you're going to need to create a hub for your brand and not just social media. First, you need to realize that social media is a business. I'm not talking about your platform on social media. You need to understand that FB is a business. YT is a business. TT is a business. IG is a business. LinkedIn is a business. Like the platforms themselves are businesses. You are utilizing a business, right, in order to help your business. A lot of people don't think of the social media platforms as businesses, but they are. And you also need to understand that anytime that you are accessing, utilizing a business that you don't have to pay for, because social media, you don't have to pay for. Okay. Don't forget, you got to tap on the screen. Don't get, yes, you want to listen and take notes, but I need you to tap on the screen. It is so important to pushing the content out. Okay. So anytime you are utilizing a business that you're not paying for, then you have to understand that you're the product. You're the product for that business. Hear me on this, because the first tip that I'm going to give you all today is that you've got to create a hub. You've got to create a space, right, for your brand that is outside of social media. Yes, use the social media, but you have to have a space outside of social media. Why? Because social media platforms are businesses themselves that you're getting to utilize for free, which means they're not creating a space to help you win. They're winning because you're in the space. Therefore, we're fighting all the time about algorithms, right? So you may say, well, Angel, why do I need to create a brand? Why do I need to create this hub for my brand outside of social media? Because you need to own your spaces. You need to own the space that you want to drive traffic to. That is not at the mercy of the algorithms that you're on. Hear me, hear me, hear me. If you are only if you only have a social media platform that you are that is the meeting ground for your customers and your clients, then you're already losing. You're already losing because you are at the mercy of the algorithm. You're at the mercy of whatever that social media business is doing for their business. Think about it. When you're on IG, when you're on FB, when you're on TT, they're always rolling out something new. There's always a new product rollout. there's always a push for you. Like you'll see influencers, they'll come on here and be like, oh, TT wants you to go from the bottom up, or now they want you to click on the purple ticket, or oh, they want you to, why? Because that social media platform is a business that is using insights, using data, using information about you to determine how they can make more money. So you are always at the you're always at the mercy of the algorithm, and how that algorithm is going to help that particular business. So you need to have your own space that you own, that is branded, that you have control over, and you can control the flow of your customers and your clients. You can determine what they see, what they don't see. You get to determine that. FB just released a couple weeks ago that they are no longer going to allow your live streams to stay up longer than 30 days. Like, that is so important for you to understand. If so, I have I have subscriptions on FB, right? You can subscribe to TT, you can subscribe to my FB platform as well, right? And one of the benefits that my FB subscribers have is that they have access to these teachings and on replay that everybody else doesn't. So you either catch me live or you miss it. But if you are a subscriber on my FB page, then you have access to these replays. You can watch them as long as you want. Well, how does this new thing affect my business on FB? Now, my subscribers have 30 days. Before, they had an unlimited amount of time that they could watch, right? They have an unlimited amount of time they can watch. Now they don't. They have 30 days. They have 30 days. Now, how is that a problem? That's a problem because they once were able to have unlimited time to be able to watch those videos. So now, not only are my subscribers not going to be able to, oh, excuse me, I left a pot on the stove. Y'all, I started smelling something like I ain't baking no bread or whatever. And I was boiling water for my coffee and left the pot burning. Ooh, I'm glad I could see the stove in front of me because, ooh, that would have been a whole issue. I'm trying to teach y'all something about to burn down my son's place. Lord have mercy. All right. Okay. So how do you create a hub for your brand? Are y'all tracking with me? Do you understand the why, that the reason I'm telling you that you need to own your own space? You need to create your own hub. Do you understand the why? Those of you who are on FB, I see y'all are sitting there watching, but you are not sharing, you are not tagging. I need you to help me out there. If you're on TT, I need you to please be loving on the screen. I need you to tap, 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 tap away, please. And thank you. Share the live. All right. So now that you understand why you need to create a hub for your brand that is not social media, I want to tell you what you need to do. So this is here's your note. This is your take action. All right. You need to build first a branded website. If you do not have a website, like, come on. In the days and the times that we're living in, if you tell somebody, if you say, hey, I own a business, the first thing people are going to ask you is, what's your web address? That's the first thing. The second thing may be like, what's your IG handle, or you on TT, or they may ask you about your social media. But in today's world, if your business does not have a professional branded website, then people don't even take you seriously. It's almost like you're not in business. Mind you, I'm not talking about people who have gone viral on social media. I'm not talking about the once in a lifetime viral movements. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people who are building bona fide businesses from scratch, because going viral is like winning the lottery, right? And not just going viral, but going viral and then creating customers and consumers from the viral content. That's a whole other thing. So let's say you do go viral on one of these social media platforms. All right. So you got one video that goes viral. All right. After that, people are going to be looking for you. They're going to be like, okay, what else can I get from this person? what else can I consume? Like now they're wanting to know who you are. How long have you been out here? What else do you have to offer, right? So let's say you do get something to go viral. If you have nowhere for those people to go, then you are losing. You are losing. So the first thing that you need to make sure that you need to have some type of website, and it doesn't have to be a full blown out website with all these pages. It could be it could be as simple as having a landing page that is branded for your product. You can go and I, because I'm on TT, I don't want to say all of the different places you can go because y'all already know they don't like for us to do that. But there are so many different ways. And if you are not already connected to me on FB, do that. My subscription is $1.99 a month. If you subscribe to my FB, then I will go into that space and I will actually list some actual places that you can go to make this happen. That'll be low cost for you. But because I'm streaming on TT, I cannot say the names of the platforms, okay, without getting a strike. All right. So you need to make sure that you have a website. Again, whether it is a full blown out website, whether it's a landing page, you need to have something that you can direct people to that. And I keep saying that is branded. You also need to build a branded email list, right? You need to have some type of email lead magnet, right? Give them a free mini course in something. If you're an author, you might write like you might create maybe a small ebook that's just 5, 6, 7 pages or something like that that lets them know that you're really good at writing. So even authors you don't have to give away a whole book. You can create like a little mini book as an author and you can give that away for free. And it's not for free. Let me say that it's not for free. I don't believe in free. I may say no cost to you because it costs somebody something, but the currency that you're getting is their contact. So if you're an author, you may want to create just like I said, maybe like a 10, 15 page ebook or something like that. If you're writing 100, 200 page books, then you can write a little short, ebook, give them like a little creative story or something. If you're a poet, you might create like, 3 or 4 new poems that you can't get in any of your books or something like that. And you can use that as a value-driven lead magnet so that people are willing to give you their email, so that in exchange for that book. This is how you're going to begin to create, right, this hub outside of social media where you are building contacts. Many of you are chasing the bag first. You cannot look at, if you are an author and you are just trying to think of how you can sell 5 books a day, like you got to shift the way that you think. You have to shift the way that you think, because here's the thing. And one of the tips I'm going to give you today is going to address this. But many of you, let's say I buy your book. Okay, let's say I buy your book. I bought your book today. If you don't have another book for me to buy, then I'm done. I bought one book and I'm done, period. And now you've lost me. You've lost me. I bought your book. I read your book. I think your book is awesome. Great. But you have nothing else for me. You have nothing else for me to go to. You haven't built you haven't established anything. So now you have one person who has purchased a book, but then you lost me. So making sure that you have this website that you can give people updates. You can put events on there. You can send out monthly, weekly, quarterly newsletter or whatever. But who are you going to send them to if they are not giving you their email addresses? So create some type of branded email list that goes along with your website, right? So that you can actually have a lead magnet. You're going to have to give people something. If you want them to give you their contact information, you got to give them something. Give them something exclusive. Do not give them something they can go find on your social media. Don't give them something that they can get anywhere. You need to create something that your target audience wants, that they can only get from you. And the only way to get it is by giving you their email address. Right? If you have a product, you may not be wanting to give away a whole free product, because if you got 100 people that gets a free product, and that's 100 free products, but you may give like, think about places like Temu and all these other kind of places where you're going to shop, right? They give, as soon as you log on, they tell you can get 10% off your first order, right? As a new business owner, just to be able to get those emails and to draw them in and to get them to start, you might do something larger than 10%. You may say, I'm going to give you 30%. You may even do 50% as your first time, as a first time shopper with me. Then I'm going to give you a 50% discount on your first order or your first product or something like that. Why? In exchange for that email address. So now you're not giving the product away for free, but you are giving it a heavy discount. Why? Because one, you want them to try your product, and they're more willing to try your product if they're not paying the full price for it, because they don't know if it's going to be good or not. And two, now you've got their email address, and so you can continue to market with them. You can follow up with them. You can say, hey, how'd you like that, candle or that scented body butter, whatever it is that you're selling, right? This is why it's important for you to create a hub outside of social media, because even like here on TT, right? Like I'm live, but I can't, just because they allow me to go live here on TT, they don't allow me to share any products with y'all. I can, but there's I got to tick all these boxes. I got to do it a certain way. And like right now, there are 4 people watching me on TT. I can't control that. Right? I can't control that. I can't control any of that. All I can do is hope that people will share this, people will tap on the screen, but I can't make nobody do nothing. Why? It's social media. I can't, it's I'm at the mercy of the algorithm. So the first thing I'm going to strongly recommend that you do is create a hub for your brand that is not just social media, where you actually own the space, where you can drive traffic and you are not held to the mercy of the algorithm. That's the first thing that you need to be doing. All right. You don't just have to collect emails either. Something else that you can do, you might create like a challenge, right? You might do like a 10-day challenge that's related to your service or your book or something like that. And so here is not just like, here, let me get your email, subscribe to my email list. No, but we're going to be doing this challenge. I'm going to, we're going to send you all the details about whatever, whatever. So now they're going to give you their email address so they can get information about the challenge. But here's the thing. You actually have to do the challenge. You have to be consistent. If you say you're going to do a 10-day challenge, you need to show up for those 10 days. If you're going to do a 10-day challenge and you're going to do it at 12 noon, you got to show up for 10 days. You got to show up at 12 noon for those 10 days. And you've actually got to share something with people that they deem and valuable, that they need, that they want. You got to be giving them some information that they didn't know, or you've got to be entertaining them in a way that's unique. Like whatever it is that you're doing, you've got to be consistent and you've got to show up. And understand that when you first start doing this, you may just have 1 or 2 or 3 people. Sometimes you're like, oh, I've been planning this or whatever, and only 4 people showed up for 10 days. That's 4 people who didn't have a clue as to who you were prior. Like Michael said, earlier when I came on TT, Michael said, you're my coach now, because every time I tune in, I just seem to be doing better. Right? That's for me. I have been going live at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time now for weeks. For weeks. But clearly there are people who are tuning in, even though they may not comment every day. I may not even know that they're watching. But at some point, if I'm providing value to them, they're going to come from behind the shadows and they're going to say, you know what? I've been watching you. I've been doing what you say, and it's working for me. Let me just remind you all, everybody is not trying to wait for you to fail. We've got this really negative way of thinking about people. Oh, people are just lurking to watch me fail. They don't want to support me. They just, whatever. Dare I say that I believe the vast majority of people are lurking because they are waiting to see how consistent and how persistent and whether or not you're actually valuable before they choose to give you their time, their energy, their attention. And the truth is that most people quit. Hey, Latoya, how you doing, Dr. Mac? Thank you so much for coming on. And Harold Best Thought says, great tip. Thank you, sis. I appreciate that. Thank you for the feedback. All right. So the very first one, I want you to create a hub for your brand. Many of you, there are many people that I see in my social media space. I'll see them promoting their brands or whatever. And then when I go look, like let's say I see them on FB, I look in their profile, there's no link to a website. You got nowhere for me to go. There are people who are promoting businesses on social media. They don't even have business pages. Like if you're on FB and you have a personal page and you're always talking about your business, then the link to your professional page should be in the bio of your personal page. Why? So that I can click it, so I can go there. Michael, I'm going to tell you, when you connected with me on TT, the first thing I did, I went to go look for you. I went to go look for you because you were like, okay, I'm an author or whatever like that, right? So I'm like, cool. I look at your TT. I'm like, okay, I see this. I see this. Then I'm trying to figure out, is this person an author? Does this person promote other people's work? Does this person, like, what exactly do you do? So I was like, okay, TT's not really telling me much. So I spent a lot of time in FB. So I said, well, my platform is stronger in FB. So let me go to FB and see what's going on over there. Go to FB. It took me a minute to find you. So let me say this, Michael. Because I'm being intentional about learning about you, because it's what I do, then I took a lot of time to find you and figure out what you do. Let me just say, the average consumer is not going to do that. The average consumer is not going to do any of that. They're going to be like, oh, I couldn't find you. So if you are on FB and you have a personal page, in your profile, there should be a link. I should be able to click the link to your professional page. And if I can't, you just lost me. If you don't have a professional page, if you're using a personal page, you should at least have a website. I should be able to click your web link to be able to see you all social media. Like, because here's the thing, there are scammers everywhere. There are scammers creating stuff everywhere. They're going to be like, nobody trusts social media like that. Nobody trusts social media like that. So you need to have a presence on social media that shows people that you're real and they want to actually see what it is that you do. Okay. So you need to make sure that you're doing that. I'm gonna move to tip 2. And just let me say, there is so much more that I could expound on each one of these things, but I want to make sure that I cover what I have for you. And I may do this, maybe I'll do this week. I have some other things that I could share with you all, so I may do this tomorrow as well. Okay. So the next thing I want to say to you all is show, don't tell. The next tip that I want to give to you all is show, don't tell. You want to utilize a show versus tell marketing approach. And now, as an author and as a writer, when we say show don't tell often when it comes to your writing. You want to show people love instead of telling them. You want to show people what fun looks like versus telling like, oh, I had fun. No, you want to say, oh my goodness, for the very first time, I went to the fair and I got on these huge circle round things. They call them Ferris wheels, and the lights were blinking and the people were laughing and everyone was having a good time. And I was, what you're doing is showing people what fun looks like versus telling them, oh, I had fun. You want to do the same thing with your marketing approach. And just let me sidebar here, because some of you are probably going to be like, well, Angel, what do you know about marketing? Well, I'm not a marketing coach. I'm not a marketing guru or any of that. But I will tell you that I'm a 47-year-old woman who has been a Mary Kay consultant. I have been both a red jacket as well as I've gotten into DIQ. I was a recruiting machine. as a Mary Kay consultant. Why? Because my gift is my voice and I know how to build community. Understand what I'm saying? Not only that, I also was a part of the Papa jewelry accessories. Like I've done the things. I've done Tava, all the things. I've done network marketing. I understand that I've learned it. I picked it up by studying and watching people and learning how to do it for myself. I've also been an entrepreneur in my own business for 6.5 years. Speak Up Sis is a solid company that is continually growing. I did not have the funds to start out spending money to be able to jumpstart my business. So I've had to kind of grassroots build. This is what I do. So no, I'm not a marketing coach. No, I didn't work for a Fortune 500 company or something like that in marketing, promotion, and sale. But I'm teaching you some things today that I have learned along the way that work. You can take it or leave it, right? So what I have found is that showing versus telling as a marketing approach is also very helpful. Okay, Michael said, feel free to call him country. Okay, that's what's up. Got you, country. All right. Why is this important? Why do I say show and don't tell? Why? Because people trust what they experience more than what they are told. If you spend enough time in Speak Up Sis spaces, you will see that I use the word experience a lot. I don't have events. I provide experiences. I create spaces. I provide opportunities that allow people to have experiences. I do not tell people. I don't sell nothing to people. I don't even call myself a motivational speaker. I'm an inspirational conversationalist. I allow people to experience me. I allow people to experience meeting themselves when they experience me, right? You meet you when you have an experience with me. You're more willing to shop with me when you have when you have a positive experience with me versus me just trying to tell you something, right? If I just kind of keep posting, I'm a coach, I'm a this, I'm a this, I'm a that, I can help you do this, I can help you do that, you're going to be like, okay, people talk about this kind of stuff all the time. But when you can sit in this space with me, you can hear me, then you can go watch me. You can go to my space, my hubs outside of social media. You can go look at all of the reviews. You can go to Google. You can do all the things. You're going to get an experience with me. And you're going to say, you know what? I think I trust her a little bit better than this person who just keeps telling me what they can do because I've actually experienced her. Most of the people who are connected, thank you so much, Danny, for sharing out the live. I really appreciate you. There are most of the people who stay connected with me and stay connected with Speak Up Sis. They either attended a Speak Up Sis experience, they attended a Speak Up Sis workshop, they attended a Speak Up Sis awards game. They have had an experience with the platform. They've been a part of the Speak Up Sis magazine or the bookshelf. They have had an experience to where they trust the platform. I believe in grassroots building platforms. Why? Because people trust the experience. People don't trust what you tell them, they trust what they experience. So what is something that you can do? Thank you so much for the W. I chose that W today because we win in the day. We win in. Okay, let me go over here on FB and let me see if y'all got any questions. And just let me say, if you have any questions about any of the strategies that I'm sharing, this is your opportunity to get the strategies and to ask your questions. Okay. All right. So here's something else that you can actually do, right? Because I'm not, yes, this is Winning Monday. If you are an entrepreneur, if you are an author, an entrepreneur, if you have a service, a product, a business of some sort, and you are like, how do I market and promote? How do I build community? How do I get more eyes on what it is that I'm doing? I'm trying to help you out today, and it's not costing you a dime. On TT, all I'm asking is that you love on the screen Can we get to 5K love taps? I would greatly appreciate it. Those of you on other platforms, if you'll tag someone, bring them into the conversation, I would greatly appreciate that as well. So how do you utilize a show and don't tell approach to your marketing? You can host live demonstrations, right? That's the first thing. If you are on, if you have a business and you're on TT and you're not going live, that's a problem. That's a whole problem. If you have a product, if you have a service, if you have a business of any sort, if you have a book and you are not going live on TT, on LinkedIn, on YT, on IG, on FB, on something in real time, and I'm not talking about pre-recorded videos, I'm talking about you in real time. Why? Because people nowadays, this generation wants to see you. They want to see the face. They want to. Are there spaces where you can build a brand without showing your face? Absolutely. However, that's going to require that you hire a brand strategist. That's going to require that you hire people who are going to be able to make your aesthetics really nice. Because if you're not sharing your face, if you're not sharing your voice, then that means that whatever you're putting out there needs to be able to snatch people's attention really well. That means that you may need a copywriter, someone who's going to be able to actually put in words what you want to say, to to focus on people's pain points and stuff like that. We don't always have those skills. So if you're not going to put your face out there, then you're definitely going to need to invest in the people who are able to help you build a faceless brand. Okay? Hold on a second. I have a question over here. So let me. Oh, Danny, thank you so much. Danny said, I'm about to tap away for you, and I appreciate you. Thank you so much. How do I go live? I'm new to social media. You're a dinosaur. Okay, got you. So, Michael, excuse me, country. On TT, when you go to your profile, you know how you click that plus and you can post a picture, or you can post a 30-second or 15-second or 60-minute or 10-minute video. Well, if you scroll all the way to the bottom, it will say live. If you click live, it's super easy. I'm gonna tell you, the easiest thing to do is click live and then go live. That's it. Are there other things that you can do? Yep. And I could do a whole other I can do a whole other teaching on that to help you with that. But to just go live, all you got to do is go to your profile, hit the plus signs, look all the way to the bottom. You're going to have to probably scroll, push a little bit to the left, and you'll see the word live. Click live, and it'll walk you through it. Okay. If you want to, you can create. So yes, you can create an event for your live. And Danny, considering Country is a dinosaur, I'm going to recommend that he simply goes live to get the feel of it, just to see how it works. Let your first live doesn't even have to be about your product or service or business. Just go live, and you could just be on there saying, okay, I'm going to figure this out, y'all. If y'all want to come in and watch me figure it out, that's fine. Do. I also want to recommend, if you're on TT, Big Girls Don't Weep is a page that I highly recommend. Big Girls Don't Weep. I follow her. I sub her page. I have learned a lot from her. She gives you bona fide things to do and not to do. She will answer your questions, all that stuff. So I highly recommend Big Girls Don't Weep on TT if you want to learn how to do live and the things you should do and not do and all that kind of stuff. Okay, so many different things that you can do. If you are on FB, all of them, all you have to do is go to your profile, and the same way you post a picture, you post a reel, you post a whatever, then there's going to be a button or something that says live. Click live and just start talking. Listen, I believe in doing it afraid until you can do it brave. Sometimes you just got to jump out there. Like, if you're trying to figure out how to make it perfect, how to make it pretty, how to get a nice background, if you worrying about that, whether your house is dirty or your floor is dirty or whether you got stuff. Listen, I done seen some nasty stuff on these videos. I done seen some people, some nasty dishes, some nasty floors, some dirty laundry everywhere. just doing all kind of stuff. They don't care, and guess what? They got hundreds and thousands of followers. People don't care about that kind of stuff, and the people who do care about it, they're gonna help your numbers to grow because they're gonna come and talk about it. Let them come. It's okay. You just need to click the button that says live and then go live. You understand what I'm saying? Yes, Danny. They nasty and don't nobody care. Don't nobody care about all this nastiness. They really don't. Just go live. Okay? All right. So here we go. The action step. I want you to, this is how you show and don't tell. You typing text post is you telling people, but you actually doing a live demonstration is showing them. You understand what I'm saying? If you're an author, you should go live and read from your books. Don't be afraid to read excerpts from your books. That is a whole live. Like you could go live and you could tell people like I write urban fiction and I got this hot new spicy, book that I just wrote and y'all not even gonna believe what it's about and And so if you want to know, then I'm going to be reading, a chapter from my new book or whatever online. So all you got to do is come through and boop, 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 and you read it with excitement and you answer people's questions. It's your book. You know what you wrote about. You can read and you can build anticipation like, whoo, child, you can give them background information. You can do so much, but showing them versus telling them is the way to go, right? Use the Clubhouse app if you're not there. If you wrote a book about, resilience or something like that. I'm a part of a group on Clubhouse as well. You can host a resilience room. If you're talking about speaking up, you can host a room about speaking up. You could just do it once a week. Don't overwhelm yourself. It's not something you have to do every day. It might be something you just do once a week, but you have to be consistent with it. If you're saying that, let me tell y'all something. I was talking with a good friend of mine the other day, and something we were saying is that there are a lot of people who are writing books about stuff that they don't even know how to do. One thing I will never do to you. Yes, it is, Danny. It is still up and it is still thriving, honey. People are using it and they're using it well. Yes, absolutely. It is still. I know it. They came out during the height of of the pandemic, yes, but it is still going. It absolutely is. I join a group at 7:00 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 days a week. I don't actually go in it every day, but it is there every day, and it is jumping, and there are people in there, and people connecting, and people doing business with each other. A lot of the new members of my Speak Up Sis platforms have come from people that I've met in the Clubhouse. So yeah, definitely still viable. I definitely suggest that you still get into the space. All right. So here again, you have to be consistent with your show up, whether you're going to go live and do a video, whether you're going to go on Clubhouse and talk, whatever it is that you're going to do, you need to do it. Also, don't talk about what you don't know. I don't talk about what I don't know about. Some of you are going to let this AI stuff get you in a lot of trouble. People will be able to tell that you have just gone and asked AI something that you don't even know about. Because when folks start having to ask you questions, you ain't got nothing to give them. You know what I'm saying? Aside from what the AI gave you. Don't talk about it. Okay, here's a rule of thumb. Here's a rule of thumb. If the only way you know about your topic is because the chat GPT or whatever gave it to you, don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Don't talk about it. Do you hear me? Because that means you don't know enough about it to be able to help a person. I can talk to you all about these things. Why? Because I do these things. I've done these things. I'm doing these things. Hey, Shauna. Yes, Danny, and that's another one. Not just what you know about, but what you are passionate about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Right? If you are a coach, let's say you have a coaching program. Okay? Let's say you're trying to get out there and you're trying to push that coaching service. some of you feel like you're listening to these, I call them guru huru furus, okay? Y'all are listening to these people who have built their platforms, and they are at a certain level, and they're telling you to do things that they didn't even do when they started. If you are stepping out there and you are not a big name celebrity, you are not a part of the renown, people don't know who you are, you haven't established anything before, and now you got this coaching program because maybe you're a counselor, and people think because they have counselor, therapist, LSW, and all the different things behind their names, they think people are automatically going to do business. Nobody cares about your acronyms. Nobody cares about the letters behind your name. Nobody cares. Half the people in the world don't even know what that stuff stands for. They don't. Okay. What people know is that they need something and they want somebody to help them. And the letters behind your name does not tell them that you can help them. Okay. It does. And your little pretty pictures that you took with the photographer, that don't tell people that their money is going to be well spent. Understand. So, what you're going to have to do, if you do not already have a platform that is established, if you do not already have a name that people know, if you do not have these things already, then you are going to have to show up and show the people that you can do what you are telling them you can do. So you're probably going to have to do just like I'm doing right now. I am going live and I am sharing information that I know, that I have learned, that I know is going to help you, and I'm not charging you for it. There are so many of you who are like, I'm not doing nothing for free. Well, baby, you're gonna be struggling for a while because you're gonna have to give away some. You gotta show people that you are who you say you are. You have to show every coach that I've ever worked with, I spent money with them because I watched them. I watched them on something, and I thought, my goodness, like their voice connected with me. What they were saying touched my personal situation. I was willing to invest financially in them, to invest in myself, because they showed me that they knew what they were talking about versus told me they knew what they were talking about. They were willing to give of themselves before I ever spent a dime with them. So I was okay spending money with them because they had already provided value for me, before I ever spent any money with them. So you talking about you're gonna have, and then not only that, y'all will listen to these people talking about high ticket. Listen, you're charging somebody thousands of dollars, and you haven't proved to them that you gonna help them do anything. As an author, and let me caveat this and say, I am not a publisher. I'm not a publisher. I'm not an editor. I'm not any of those things. I'm a four-time published author. I am a two-time award-winning entrepreneur. And I'm telling you, I'm not about to say what I'm saying because, I'm trying to sell you something, because I'm not, because that's not the kind of work that I do. But I have met so many authors that I have had to help because they went and invested. Listen, not only that, they want my help for free. They want to come to, because I'm a strategist. They want me to help them for free because they went and spent $6,000 with a vanity publisher, not a traditional publishing house. Most self-published authors don't even know the difference between a traditional publisher and a vanity press, but I digress. They will go spend thousands of dollars with this vanity press. They will lose the rights to their work. They won't be able to even afford to purchase the books to be able to sell them. Thank you so much for your daily heart, me. And then they will come to me, and because they're jaded, because they spent all that money and didn't make any money, they come to me and like, well, I ain't gonna spend no money with you because I done lost money over there and I'm not sure you know what you're talking about. Listen, I'm not the one. I am not what the girls say. I'm not the one, the two, or the three. Okay. The issue is that many of you are spending money with pretty pictures. You're spending money with pretty videos, and you're spending money with people who have the gift of gab, right? But you have not actually spent any time seeing the work that they actually do. They haven't shown you they can do anything. They just taught you up really good. You understand what I'm saying? There are some people, even the things that I'm telling you right now. Hey, Kia, how you doing? Thank you for the Rosa. There are people who charge you big money to share the strategies that I'm sharing with y'all right now. To do what I'm doing right now, this is called a coaching session for some people. And what I'm sharing with you right now, you would have to pay people, like pay them big money for them to do this with you and to answer your questions and do all these things. Baby, come on. And I'm not even a business coach. I ain't even got, I don't have no business coaching, nothing to sell you. I don't got no publishing, nothing to sell you. And I am sharing value with you. And I ain't even got, I'm not selling you none of this stuff. So if you're not even paying me for this, why wouldn't you expect the same level of show from a person that you're going to spend hundreds and thousands of dollars with? Come on, people, make it make sense. My day is going, oh, you talking to somebody else, Danny. That's what's up. Okay, here we go. Right? Be consistent with it. So my number two tip is to show don't tell. You want to utilize a show don't tell marketing approach. Market your book by showing up. Read your book live, right? You want to take some topics or some themes in your book and create some challenges, right? Or you want to, go into some spaces and show and talk about those things, right? You're not, and here's the thing, you all have got to get away from asking people to buy stuff. I promise you, if you show people something that they need, you don't have to tell them to buy it. They will buy it. They will ask you how to spend money with you. Listen, you will know the people who really want to spend their money with you if you don't say, buy this, buy this, buy this, buy. If you don't do that, if you simply show up and show them what you have to offer, and for them it meets the need, they will ask you, how can I get it? How can I get it? Hey, Tammy, under construction. How you doing, sis? Today, I'm encouraging entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs, business owners today, just because I think it's needed. And I'm just going to say, I was going to talk about something else today. Let me tell you. And this is this is what you all need to understand. I am modeling for you what I'm teaching you. I was going to talk about something else this morning. But Country sent me a message on FB in my inbox. And Country was like, "Hey, I'm trying to do XYZ. Can you help me? Can you share some tips or whatever?" And one thing, I don't talk in my inbox. I don't do business or anything like that in my inbox because I get a lot of messages, and it just takes a lot of time and energy, and then it's one person asks, and then it'll be five more people ask the same thing, and I just don't do it. So what I noticed about Country, and this is very, 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 very important as a business owner and as a consumer, it's very important to realize just how important, how vital it is for you to be authentically engaged in whatever it is that you're doing. So Country has been popping in on my TT lives. I don't really know much about the person, but I pay attention to who's coming in, right? This person took the initiative to go search me out in other spaces, right? This person took the initiative to say, "Hey, I see you. I appreciate what you're doing, yada, yada, yada." So when this person said, "I need some help, you think you could like share some tips?" I changed my entire talking points for the day to meet a need for one person. Today, y'all are getting this today because I am meeting the need of one person. But what I understand is that I am building trust and brand loyalty with one person. The rest of you are benefiting from one person. Now, do the rest of you need this? Probably, because you're watching, you still watching, you taking notes, you need it too. but it's happening because I see the value and the importance of meeting the need of one person. One. Many of you are like, it's just one. I ain't doing. I ain't. Ah, gosh. And that's why you're struggling. And that's why it's hard for you to build community. And that's why it's hard for you to get anybody to stick with you longer than 2 days. There are people who have been a part of Speak Up Sis before there was a Speak Up Sis. There are people who have been rocking with my brand since its conception. Why? Because I care about one person. Why? Because I model what I do after the number one servant leader ever to live, and that is Christ himself. He said he would leave the 99 for the one. He wants that not even one will come to destruction. So he will leave the 99 who are already connected, who are already bought in, who are already tied in. He will leave the 99 right there. Y'all sit still, hold on, so I can go get this one. Today, you all are getting these tips because of one person. That is how you grassroots build and establish a platform, a business, a brand. I'm showing you. I'm not just telling you that I care about you. What you're seeing is that in action. The third thing that I want to share with you all today, the third tip that I want to share, warm selling is easier than cold selling. I learned this during my Mary Kay days, y'all. They teach you this thing called warm chattering. They teach you this thing called warm chattering. And warm, hey Jazzy, how you doing? Warm chattering is when you like, I would go to like let's say I would go to like Target, and I would have on my red jacket, I would have my pin on, I have my black skirt with my pantyhose and my black pumps. I'd be looking cute and looking fierce and just looking the whole MK part, right? And I would have, maybe I might have a free product giveaway, a sample or something, or my business cards or whatever. And I would just, my whole intention would be to go into Target simply to compliment a woman and give her something. Give her, that's it. My whole purpose my whole purpose would be to go into Target, meet 10 women that I compliment and give her something just because she's beautiful today, just because I love her earrings, just because I love them shoes you got on, just because, girl, your hair is fierce, right? Warm chattering. I would not go up to them and be like, hey, I'm an MK, whatever. I would love for you to shop with me. That is cold. That's cold selling. They don't know you. You don't know them. And you asking them to buy something. Yeah, you can do it, but it's typically not going to work. Warm selling helps. It is easier to do. So what I would do, I would go into Target or Wally World or wherever my people were, the people that I wanted to be able, the people I wanted on my team, the people I wanted to, wanted to be a part of what I was doing, the women whose lives I wanted to impact. I knew who they were. I knew what they looked like. I knew what they said. I knew. I would go into the places where they just showed up, and I would show up and I would be like, and so I would, let's say I'm just walking and I'm looking for specific people, not just anybody. And so I'm not telling you to make up stuff and tell fibs. No, 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 no. I'm telling you to actually, talk to people, say things that are true. So I would walk into Target and I would see this woman and her hair might be fierce, laid, woo, right? And I thank you so much for the donuts. And so I would walk up to her and say, you know what, sis? Just let me say, your hair is fierce. Just, girl, your hair is fierce. And today, I'm just in Target, just meeting fierce women. Thank you so much for the gift. I'm meeting fierce women. I just want to give you something special. I mean, or something nice, right? I just want to be a blessing to you today, sis. I noticed you out of all the people in here because your hair is fierce. Is that all right? And guess what? First thing, Most people are not used to folks just compliment. Thank you for the heart kiss. I don't even know what that's called, but it kissed me. Most people are not expecting that. And most people don't get that often. So they'll say, sure, like, thank you. And how nice is that? So now you've got this cute little thing. It's got a little lip balm in it or whatever. It's got your card in it. And you just go, here you go, sis. Have a great day. You do not try to sell them nothing. You don't ask them to buy nothing. You don't ask them nothing. You don't do nothing. You are simply warm, warm. You're warm selling them. You are building a partnership pipeline with these people because guess what? They're going to remember you. They're going to, as soon as they get home, they're going to be like, oh my gosh, I saw this lady in the store. She was telling me, and then she gave me this. Blah, 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 blah. And you may not want to exactly, Danny. It makes them feel special. You may not even want to put your card in there. If this is what I used to do, because when people see a card, they automatically think you're trying to sell them. So whatever product you're giving them should have a label on it that has your name and your phone number. If you give them a little lip balm, it should have your name and your phone number on it, or it should have your web address. But remember my first tip, you need to have a branded web place, landing page or something. Why? Because even if you don't put your phone number, even if you don't put your name or anything, you got your web address on there. If you gave her a cute little pouch with a pen in it, that pen should have your, I had to verify I'm still here. Right? So whatever you're giving should be branded, and it should have a place for them to reach out to you, because some of them will. Some women, listen, throughout the years, I've met so many women who have been like, you're the first person who's ever told me I was beautiful. You're the first person who's ever done this. The day that you said such and such, like, I just wanted to reach out and tell you that the day that you did such and such, I was feeling so low. Like, I have heard this so much throughout the years. It works, y'all. You want to build a partnership pipeline by warm selling, because it is so easy. It is so much easier than cold selling, right? Another part of warm selling is by actually building partnerships with people. When people are already connected to you and they already trust the leader of the space, they're more willing to spend money with you, right? So what you want to do is, instead of you all trying to find these big influencers that are, they got a million, because some of y'all are really reaching to people that everybody in the world is reaching to, and you're just trying to, like, you're praying that this big time person gonna see you, when you could go find 10 to 15 micro influencers. There are micro influencers, there are small influencers, there are big influencers. Micro influencers are people who have, like, anywhere between, I don't know, 2,000 to 10,000, not even 10. They're really in the 1 to 5,000, like 1 to 5,000 follower range, right? These are micro influencers, like 1,000 to 5,000 follower range. You get 10 or 15 of these people, they already have communities connected to them. They're already building platforms. Connect with them. It could be bloggers, they could be social media influencers, they might be professionals that work with your ideal audience, your ideal clients, right? And then collaborate with them. Do an event with them, right? Like Speak Up Sis, we have Speak Up Sis workshops where we allow other people to come facilitate our workshops. You can come partner, right? Why? Speak Up Sis has its own community of people who trust Speak Up Sis. So you want Speak Up Sis members and people who connected to us, you want them to be a part of what you're doing. It only makes sense for you to connect with the leader of that particular organization or that particular group or that entity. Why? Because then you're going to be warm selling. Why? Because the people already trust the leader in that space. They don't trust you, but they trust the leader. That's why the people in the Speak Up Sis community, they know Angel Charmaine Wright does not go everywhere. I don't put my John Hancock on everybody. I don't promote everybody. I don't shout everybody out. So if I shout you out, my community knows they can do business with you. If I shout you out, the people in my community know you good to go. Some of you are so focused on, cold selling with in spaces that it's like, stop doing it. Stop doing it. You're going to have to learn to create this partnership pipeline to where you're connected with leaders of communities that are already warm in that community. So when they bring you in, people are more willing to trust your voice. So these are all different ways that you can warm sell versus cold sell. Am I helping anybody? I don't see y'all talking to me. You could be taking notes, but just help me out here. Let me know. I need you to talk to me. I need you to talk to me. Are you still here? Are you still tracking? Nina says, I used to go live all the time. Now I struggle with it. Get back to it, sis. Get back to it. Get back to it. All right. So let's go. I'm almost done, y'all. Almost done. All right. So here is an example of something that you can do, right? So if you're an entrepreneur, you could maybe partner with a career coach to do a free live session, right, on the future of work. And both offer your books and your services. So if you're an author and you are a business owner, then y'all can collaborate and do something together. And maybe you're going to be teaching or sharing something that is thematically connected to each other. And so at the end, you can, both of you can be offering as maybe a bundle, as some kind of package or something like that. One thing I have learned through Speak Up Sis is that if you are an author, you need to be speaking. If you are an author, you need to be talking. If you any stage you can get on and talk, some of y'all I don't want to do nothing for free. That's your problem right there. Until people know who you are, you're gonna need to do some things for free. Until you establish your own community, you're gonna need to do some things for free. And so if you get an opportunity I still do things for free. And I've been doing this almost 7 years, and I deserve every dollar. And I get paid speaking opportunities, but I still do stuff for free. And I will ask people, like, sure, I'm willing to do this. Am I able to set up a table with my books? Because one thing that I know is that if you put me on a stage, when I get off that stage, I'm going to sell some books. That's one thing I know. I don't even have to sell from the stage. I know that when I get off the stage, people are going to come up to me and they're going to say, how can I, you got books with, you got your books with you? What you got with you? One thing I have learned is that when you connect to people on a soul level, they want to take a piece of you with them. Like when they go home, it's like they want to take a little piece of you. That whatever you got, they trying to buy it. I never go anywhere to speak without books, without merch, without something, because I know that when I get off the stage, when I finish talking, the people in the audience are going to be like, what you got that I can take home? What do you have that I can take home? So collaborate with people. If you get an opportunity to speak in a space and they're not paying you, that's cool. Ask them if it's okay for you to have, set up your products or whatever like that. Can you set up a station somewhere? Collaboration is important. Building that partnership pipeline is important. You want to convert your buyers into community builders. And I have already passed. Y'all know I don't like to hold y'all. So I'm going to stop right there. I'm going to stop right there. The next one that I was going to share is don't leave your buyers hanging. Don't leave your buyers hanging. What I'm going to do, I'll finish these tomorrow. Okay, I will give you some more tips tomorrow. Today I gave you 3. I had 5 that I wanted to give, but I am past my time today. So I will come back tomorrow and I will give you some more of these tips. And I'll start off with this one. Don't leave your buyers hanging. Many of you, I talked about this earlier, people spend money with you and they buy a book or they buy a candle or they buy some body butter and then you just leave them out there, like you just leave them. But there's a way for you to draw your buyers, your consumers into a community so that they become loyal, right, shoppers with you, or loyal readers, right? They become advocates and ambassadors for you. There are people who love Speak Up Sis so much that I am working on creating an ambassador program for Speak Up Sis, to where I can actually have women who wear Speak Up Sis merch and do all the things, and they are, talking about Speak Up Sis. But I haven't even created an ambassador program, and there are women who buy Speak Up Sis hoodies and they purchase all the Speak Up Sis and they post pictures and comment and all these kind of things. And I don't even have a program right now. Why? Because they love the space. They love the platform. They love what it is that God has called me to do. And they have been blessed in the space. The space has been valuable to them. So you don't want your buyers to be one-time buyers. You want them to be loyal community members. And so I'm going to talk to you about that. I'll start tomorrow with that. All right. So I pray that you all have, hello, Yo-Yo, how you doing? And and Danny, I just want to say thank you so much for helping to keep my chat running on TT. It's really hard. I don't have any mods on TT. I used to have some mods, but I don't have any currently. So I appreciate you for helping me, with the chat. Those of you on FB, on YT, on all the spaces. That's one thing that I'm getting better at, or I'm working on, y'all, and that is bringing people in the space who are able to help mod and do those kind of things. Because when I start teaching, all the other stuff goes out of the window. But you can't do that. Let me tell you this, as a business owner, that is not smart. It's not smart. I'm telling you what I'm doing, but I'm telling you that it's not a smart thing to do. Yes, I'm focused on teaching. Yes, I'm focused on helping, but I am still a business owner, and I still need to make sure that I'm connecting with the people who come into the space. And the only way for me to do that is for me to actually have other people to come in and help, right? So I'm working on that. But I thank you all for your grace, these days while I'm doing this. Latoya, that's what's up, sis. She said, you ain't got to tell me to do it. I am already one. She said she is already a Speak Up Sis ambassador. So I'm going to let her claim her spot. Yes, ma'am. You already know. Harold Bed's thought says, yes, collaboration is very important. It absolutely is. And she tries to go live every day. That's good. That is what's up. Keep being consistent in that way. Hey, Tamika Burnett, you are one of my FB subscribers. So, sis, you'll be able to catch this on replay when this is over. Those of you who are in any of my other spaces, feel free to connect. If you want to just search Speak Up Sis, that's SIS, you'll see us. We're on FB, we're on IG, we're on YT. Speakupsis.com is our website. You'll also see Speak Up Sis Bookshelf, Speak Up Sis Magazine, Speak Up Sis Podcast. You will see Speak Up Sis Bookshelf, Speak Up Sis Talk Show for Authors, Speak Up Sis Merch. It is our brand architecture. Shout out to CJ Benjamin in the brand room. They are amazing. So when you see it, you know that it's us. Okay. And with that, I am going to let y'all go for the day, and I'll be back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, and I will continue with these tips. I pray that they have been helpful. And again, if you are not subscribed to our YT channel, go to youtube.com/speakupsis. And you can find us there. Make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell. If you are not following me on TT, I am Natty Knowledge on TT. And of course, you can find us at Speak Up Sis on FB and Speak Up Sis LLC on IG. All right. I love y'all, and I will see y'all again tomorrow. Bye. Okay, y'all. I had to go ahead and log off of off of TikTok, y'all. It's so much that you can say and that you can't say on TikTok that I had to get off there because I'm like, I can't even talk. But Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, thank y'all so much for kicking it with me today. And I'll be back on tomorrow. Okay. Yes, Speak Up says everything. I'll see y'all real soon. Peace out.